And today it's all about one district, one factory. In fact, one district, some factories, right? That's the title of the Joy News Hotline documentary produced by Richard Kojonyako, which looks at the state of some of the factories under the One District, One Factory initiative. Now we're getting into that in just a moment. Before that, though, call Lunch Avenue. You need to call these guys on 0558 502 206 and have your lunch delivered to you at your doorstep. Enjoy the convenience of lunch orders and deliveries right to your doorstep from Lunch Avenue. With their quick and efficient service, you can have hot, delicious and healthy meals from Lunch Avenue in no time if you're in Accra or Tema. Now, whether you're ordering for yourself or for a group, their lunch delivery is sure to make your lunch ordering easier. So don't wait, order now. Call the order line 0558 502 206. Lunch Avenue, tasty, yummy, healthy.
And we know that life is go, 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 and that is hard to make time for the things that really count. So we won't let banking get in your way. That's why with Access Digital Channels, you can bank when, where, and how you want, so you can focus on what or who is important to you. Banking has never been easier. Transfer funds into your savings accounts, pay your old school union dues and your DSTV subscription, and many more with the click on your phone. Get things done simply with Access Digital Channels. That's Africanacity, and that's ABSA. Terms and conditions apply. Visit absa.com.gh for further details.
Well, don't miss out on this great opportunity. It's the gathering of the best in Ghana's digital ecosystem. It's MT4D 2023, and it's absolutely free. Register now at mt4d.org to join the hundreds that have already registered for this two-day event on the 16th and the 17th of March at Kempinski Hotel and the Accra Digital Center, as well as on Zoom. Join seasoned speakers from the digital ecosystem for this great two-day event. Visit mt4d.org to register now to participate virtually via Zoom on our social media pages. For more details, call 0302 730 500 or 0501 628 999 or contact us via email at bobby@telecomschamber.org.
Okay, all right. So, listen, we're going to talk about government's flagship program, One District, One Factory. Richard Kojonyako has been going around to understand the state of some of these factories. But first of all, there seems to be a bit of a discrepancy. Okay, we've heard various statements from government about the state of the initiative, but the numbers don't quite match. I just wanted to point this out. So in November 2021, we were told that there were 106 operational factories with 172 under construction, making a total of 278 factories or projects. On July 25th, 2022, we were told there were 125. Okay, so that means there was an increase of 19. But and then there were 171 under construction, meaning that we now had a total of 296 projects. But on the 8th of March 2023, in the State of the Nation address, we were told there are 106 operational factories. So it has fallen from 125 to 106, with 148 under construction, making 254 total projects. There's clearly a need for an explanation for the movement of these numbers. But that's not the only thing that is problematic here. Richard Kojonyako has gone around to understand how those factories that were in operation, how they are faring. And as it turns out, some of them are really struggling. What does this say about the foresight and sustainability of this project?
One would understand that mostly when you want to site a factory, you've done feasibility studies, you've gone through, the market targets, you certainly would know who's going to buy the products and whether there are plans to export it elsewhere, where the streams of income is supposed to be. These are basic business decisions that are done before all of this happens. But we know that sometimes the decision has been, and the original conception, and I remember having conversations in the lives of Cosmopolitan, who was speaking for the opposition at the time on these matters, and even later on, it was clarified. The NPP put out 350 factories, a map of it, if you saw it, very interesting map across the country, where which area gets what, and we're told that it was based on a massive study which identified raw materials in the basic areas or very important conditions that will allow some of these factories to thrive. We all do know that startups do not necessarily survive the way they ought to survive. In fact, the presumption is that two-thirds may not necessarily be surviving. So ideally, some of them would struggle to maintain themselves and find their feet and all of that. Some of them too, they were created merely because there's a government intention to build a policy around it. Others was merely also because we wanted to put the factory somewhere. So if the rationale for going into setting up a factory and the people you expected to be the target market for it, it doesn't yield the needed results or continued support, which are the biggest problems that some of these factories are citing today. If continuing support is not coming in, but continuing support is so based on the basic rationale, what the government promised the people. Let's not get it wrong, because this was supposed to be a partnership. You put in something, I help you with something else to make sure that it works out. What the government promised the people? The government promised that we will give you some small amount of money to start, then you'll be on your own, or we're going to do it in and of itself by your own what they call actions. That is part of the argument we are here today. But at the core of this is, could you the answer be simply that when you set up factories, employing people, delivering goals and actually meeting the needs of the people, it will flourish, it will deliver. And again, I have said before, if all we did was identify 10 of our biggest problems and set up big factories with the amount of money we have devoted and spread across all of these scattered ones, perhaps in 6 years or 5 years or 4 years, would have made a lot more impact that we have scattered across this country, like the way we use oil funds. Small projects, small factories, employing 50, 60, 70, which might not make the needed impact that we want as a country. So those engagements, because there are those within the enclave of Ejabin today who are employing far more than some of the factories, and all that we have given them is to give them a free zones area to operate nicely. We have not given them extra money. We gave them a free zones area with some tax rebate for them to operate the same way.
You see, Raymond, the thing about all that you've talked about, the thing about a business retention and expansion program is that you would identify the red flags in an area and say, okay, so these are the red flags. Some of the red flags are just business advisory services. The people just need advice. I mean, technical support. And by giving them the technical support, they would actually grow and be able to employ more people. Because
not
as they
painting
grow,
and launching the place.
no, as they grow, they become, they would employ more people. So you're right. I mean, there's this whole literature on the fact that existing businesses will create 60 to 80% of new jobs than new businesses. And so when the 1D, 1F started at the time, the whole conversation first was about creating new factories. In fact, there was actually a conversation at the time, every district was asked to send top 3 factories that they wanted government to support. Then the conversation changed again, because government realized that, look, it would be better to support existing factories. Then came the technical support. But today, what is the situation? I think that this is a policy that could have gone a long way in helping us. It may have provided some support, it may have certain achievements, we've created some jobs, but we could have done better if we had shaped the policy properly.
And you hear voices in this documentary. There's a factory that has stalled. In fact, you hear the man say, if I knew that the money would not be given to me, then I wouldn't have used everything else to inaugurate the factory. Yeah. And that was really, really painful to hear.
Well, here's the full story. Richard Kujunyako's production, a hotline documentary from Joy News. One district, some factories.
Of these factories. One District, One Factory initiative, amongst other programs under the Industrial Transformation Agenda of government, is designed to transform the industrial landscape of this country and build the capacities of local entrepreneurs and existing enterprises to produce high-quality products and services for both domestic and foreign markets.
President Akufo-Addo speaking at the start curtain of the first factory under the One District, One Factory at the Konfinana Bin in the Central Region. Mr. Obin Bafo, the chief executive president of Royal Vision, was to change the nature of Ghana's economy under the from one which is dependent on the import and export of raw materials to one which is focused on manufacturing, value addition and export of processed goods. The initiative called for the government to create a favorable environment for the businesses to obtain financing from financial institutions and other government support services in order to establish the factories.
On Hotline today, I traveled to the Central Region and other parts of the country to follow up on government flagship program, the One District, One Factory. And I also look at the product of these factories.
To be released. Thank God the funds were released immediately. I think 2 weeks after the board was got the full funds. By that time, there was a cost overrun. But the incorporation was done in 2014 October. But the actual operation started in 2015 in terms of the land development and then the construction of a dam. This took us up to early 2018 when the government policy of 1D1F came into effect. And then we did a proposal which ended up in the Exim Bank for a new factory to be built, which has been completed as we speak.
Ebenezer Obin Bafo is the Chief Executive Officer of Casa de Europa, a factory established under the government's One District, One Factory project. The company was established to process the fresh roots of the orange flesh sweet potato. But what has become these potatoes are turned into flour, which is used to make bread and other pastries.
The bank itself, Casa de Europa, engaged a consultant is not producing by name Agri-Impact. And the reason is and they did lack of independent assessment as to how much October 2018 needed. The funding stopped. Was also completed at that time. Almost 50% of the funds had been released by the Exim Bank of Ghana. We reached out to this, but unfortunately, it stopped. It took the bank a whole year up to October 2019 with the intervention of the board. The price of flour is going up, including the board chairman who paid a visit to the factory at that time in October 2019 and realizing where we were, we could finish it up. Then an order was made for the funds to be released. Around 3,000. Thank God the funds were released immediately. I think 2 weeks after the board visit, we got the needed funds. But that today, time, as you speak, there was a cost overrun. But we were bent on completing the factory. So we made Exim Bank aware that we will finish the factory on time. Thank God by 2020. But between March and May, the factory, as you see it today, it will still cost us 1,000 Ghana to produce a ton. At that time, there was no money for operation. At that time, we were in COVID. So, upon completion, we did not operate. We made the bank aware that for us to start operation, we needed an amount of 3 million cedis. But there were still strategic assets that we need to buy. Along the line, the bank made us aware that they will give us the money. So based on that, we even have to look for additional resources somewhere to be able to prepare the factory for commissioning, which was done in 21st of August 2020.
But what has become of the factory after its commissioning by the president 2 years ago?
The bank itself engaged a consultant by name Agri-Impact. And they did their own independent assessment as to how much the company was made aware that Exim Bank, and this was also completed in 2021 to operate the factory. In December 2021, when we were not hearing from the bank, we reached out to this consultant and he said that Exim Bank said they will not give further funding and therefore we should start paying. Then I asked the consultant, pay what? And that as we speak now, the price of flour is going up. The price of potato remains the same. I'll give you the scenario. In 2018, the average price of a ton of a flour, wheat flour, was around 3,000 cedis. Retail once price. We are committed, it costs us less than 1,000 Ghana to produce a ton of sweet potato. Today, as we speak, alone October 30th, and we tried 2022. The same price of a ton of wheat flour is 12,000. Even that is 4 times the figures in 2018. There. But because of the dam already existing irrigation system, it will still cost us 1,000 Ghana to produce a ton.
Under the one.
However, because we do not have the working capital to produce, whenever we produce the soup, even the little you produce, you have to stack them in a reefer container. And because you don't have the logistics to produce the break-even point, or even what called like operational activity, we are not able to produce, and that has been the story. So as we speak now,
able to complete it.
We are looking for alternatives, i.e. investors or any other person we can partner. Because we've been engaging Exim Bank
fruits in the central
year
region
in, year
to produce
out.
natural
And the story is they can't give us the money.
And
at this stage, the company has no cash flow to go out and borrow from its own cash flow. That is the issue. If the company has operated,
the factory relies on local farmers
management
to support
was made aware that Exim Bank was not going to give us the money upon completion to operate the factory. There was no way we would spend our last person to commission the project. If you look at the activity leading towards the commissioning, we needed to pave the area, and that cost us a lot of money. That money could have gone into sales, because we don't need to pave our factory before we sell product. But we needed to complete the factory and put it in a shape that is reasonable. Everyone knows that. So once we were committed in making sure that the factory was operational, everything was okay.
So high.
The delay alone caused the cost overrun. And we tried as much as possible
to revamp some of the machines.
Give us a minimum amount of money. Let's operate. Even 3 months now, we have our own cash flow.
Now
once the cash flow is
production
there, it should be easy for us to borrow on our own balance sheet.
Pet bottled juices. Initially, Exim Bank gave us 6.75 million Ghana cedis. Periodically, they were coming here to check how the program was going.
Petersfield and Rail Limited is a manufacturing company under the One District One Factory, established in 2018. It was established to produce high-quality natural fruit juice.
More capital. We started to make our operations building this factory functional way back in 2014. And we even sent some experts, Exim Bank, to come and see our needs. We were able to complete the report the year 2018. The purpose of establishing this factory, nothing has been heard from them. Announced the fruits about 2 years ago in the central region to produce natural juices. So we started with the farm of 206 acres around Komenda, Antado, where we started growing pineapple and ginger.
Located at Elmina, the factory relies on local farmers to support its smallholder farmers. Farmers in the area were excited after the commissioning of the factory because the situation where fruits were left to rot at the farm gate will be a thing of the past.
Or not. Production has gone down to can happen anytime due to lack of
but it appears all is not well with the
finances and also the high cost of electricity
have been shut.
Another
the factory is eerily quiet.
Inputs like
power to the plant had been disconnected.
It's made the cost of production so high. We needed some form of money to revamp some of the machines to make it much efficient. There were problems. So now, as I now we've halted the production of bottled pet bottled juices Initially, Exim Bank gave us, like I told you earlier, 6.75 million Ghana cedis.
Change a whole lot of things.
Periodically, they were coming here to check how the production was going.
Process.
So we were informing them of our
would have been somewhere
problems
for both the farm
and also we needed some form of more capital to make our operations functional and also profitable.
Give you more money to do.
They even sent some experts
I wish I can
to come and see our needs, then report back to
if you look at the
Exim Bank. But nothing has been heard from them since. I think it was about 2 years ago. Today is 27th. They're expected to be paid by the end of the month.
Is needed.
I don't know where I'm going to conjure the cash
in the region
to pay them. Fuel bills have paid that.
To Ivory Coast.
Electricity came to disconnect just this afternoon.
The shutdown
I had to go into my own
has had a huge
resources
consequence
to go and pay for them
operational
to
areas
reconnect the electricity.
When the
I don't
factory
know
was working,
if now I'm in a dilemma as to fold up or not.
I was even able to use
It
my
can
salary
happen
to
soon.
support my
Can happen
grandchild's senior
anytime.
high school education. This situation now exists.
But it appears all is not
Sure, I
well
could
with the
have supported
factory.
my grandchild's
Today, the
education.
processing plants have been shut. The factory is eerily quiet. Power to the plant had been disconnected on the day of my visit. Who were dismissed.
Payment has been demanded long ago. It's more than 2-3 years now. But anytime they came, I told them there were problems that we need to solve before making profits, and that is to be difficult to pay, to be honest with you. But they still demand it. But I told them I don't have it because I'm running at a loss. Like I told you earlier on, some of the machines had to be changed. You need to change a whole lot of things for us to be able to have a seamless production process. So if they had given that money in the beginning, it would have been somewhere else. And for both the farm to increase the size of the farm,
today
to
she has no job.
Increase production and sell. So if my financiers can't give me more money to do AZ, how do I pay what I'm supposed to pay? I wish I can get some investors to come to my aid because it's a viable. If you look at the business plan, it's a viable project. And if you can get somebody who can bring the capital and the machines that is needed, this is one of the few factories in the region. That's one of the few factories in the region, and we are closer to Ivory Coast, closer to Takoradi, the seaports and whatnot.
Under the shutdown of the factories has had a huge consequence on employment in the operational areas of the companies.
When the factory was working, I could use my monthly earnings to support the upkeep of my family. I was even able to use my salary to support my grandchild's senior high school education. If the situation now existed before, I'm not sure I could have supported my grandchild's education.
We were receiving our salary.
Adrian Omaba is one of the 130 people who were dismissed by Casa Europa Company Limited. Today, she has no job, and Diana are among hundreds across the country whose hopes have been died and are going through difficult.
The man has never defaulted in paying our monthly salaries, but now he owes us more than 3 months. This is not how it used to be in the past, when the factory had not been supported by government. Things were very okay. All that the man used to do for the communities here, he's unable to do them again. We thought government support would rather help us, but that's not the situation.
Diana Bequin was Asia Dobia's colleague at Casa Europa. She sits under a hut in her farm, wondering where the next meal will come from.
We don't
really know the status of the company now. Whether the company has collapsed or is now collapsing, we are imploring government to inject funds into the company for it to run again. When we started this job, we were receiving our salary every month. Now, we don't receive salaries anymore, and so we are unable to support our children's education and their upkeep. We are just pleading with government to intervene.
Adwanomaba and Diana are among hundreds across the country whose hopes have been dashed and are going through difficulties to support their families. Ghana imports flour, fruit juice, rice, matchsticks, cooking oil, and many products from all parts of the globe. The country is yet to recover from the shocks arising out of the Russia-Ukraine war. President Akufo-Addo put it aptly.
Since the beginning of this year, is further aggravated. The Russian invasion of Ukraine disrupted, which is worsening the economic outlook of the entire world. Deficits, difficulties. We in Ghana have not escaped this development, introducing, and the consequences are being felt in rising living costs.
But will this position ever change?
Terrible events in Ukraine
according to the Ghana Trading Statistics, in 2021, Ghana's import of goods stood at $22.13 billion,
30% of our wheat, flour, and
77.55% increase from
fertilizer imports come from Russia.
If a country
60% of iron rods
more than
and other metal sheets are imported from the Ukraine.
Deficit. And if a
and almost 20% of Ghana's
less than it exports, it creates a trade surplus. When a country like Ghana runs a trade deficit,
half a world away,
domestic
but they're
currency,
hitting our pockets
constant depreciation.
In
It's like a new household that is starting out. They need to borrow,
we have managed
buy
to ensure
furniture, to buy
the
a
full
car,
supplies
to buy
have not been disrupted,
Their income
unlike in
isn't
several
enough
other of the world.
to cater for everything that they need in that particular household.
The
That
raft
has
of
become
measures
a lot of
we're
money.
introducing to bring relief and restore us to
most
economic
of the
growth.
one district, one factories are not limited.
But
to
will
Asset
this
Group
position
and Petersfield
ever
and
change?
Group Limited. There are dozens
According
of
to the
such
Ghana
factories
Trading
across the
Statistics,
country
in
that are in the
2021,
same state
Ghana's
as the
import
ones
of
in the
goods
central
stood
region.
at
Ghana has been
$22.13 billion,
cylinders for many
a
years.
77.55% increase from
Should
2020.
have changed with the establishment of the cylinder manufacturing company located in the Ewutu Breko district.
When we did all the analysis, looking at the benefits that they were giving us, at the end of the day, our cost per unit of the product came even lower than what those who were importing from China were actually getting. So immediately we began our operations and we put our price out. This problem of import substitution, most of the people who were then importing immediately then decided to shift towards us. So at least in our presence immediately killed a problem that this country was actually faced with in the area of cylinder importation. Everything was fine up to the time when I think the Chinese themselves, because basically this most of the people who were importing the cylinders were doing that from China. Some of the factories there who felt that immediately they realized the demand on them had reduced and people were rather concentrated on that in Ghana. Then they mobilized and brought a factory here to come and compete with us.
The patronage of the cylinders was huge, but today the company is out of business. Philip Asefwa is the CEO of the company.
Immediately we began our operations and we put our price out. This problem of import substitution, most of the people who were then importing immediately then decided to shift towards us. So at least in our presence immediately killed a problem that this country was actually faced with in the area of cylinder importation. Everything was fine up to the time when I think the Chinese themselves, because basically this most of the people who were importing the cylinders were doing that from China. some of the factories there who felt that immediately they realized the demand on them had reduced and people were rather concentrated on that Ghana. Then they mobilized and brought a factory here to come and compete with us.
Factory
currently my understanding is around getting to Pram area. The unfortunate thing is that these people that came, not knowing to us, they happen to be the people we even invited to come and help in setting up our own. So when they came and they set up our own, and I think they saw the prospect of what we were doing. In fact, for us, when they came to work for us for a while, we realized that, oh, okay, at least we then had gotten some Ghanaian engineers, and we felt they could take over. So we asked them to leave. So when they left, just about some 6 months later, we heard that they had come back to the system and they were working out, opening a new factory. We were shocked. Then suddenly, recently, we heard that they had flooded the market with cylinders that in their country will be sold at $15 per one for a unit. They have brought that cylinder here and selling it at less than $7. And if you look at the cost structure that produces that cylinder, the steel element alone, the cost, is more than that $7. So you clearly could see that this was an agenda. And of course, when they came and they started this, we had to stop. And so now, if you come to our factory, of course, you'll be shocked. We are now getting to almost close to 200,000 cylinders. We cannot send one out because of what these guys are doing. These Chinese, they just came in, took over the market, cut the price down, and probably they are doing this for some time. So they realize that the Ghanaian factories have died down. Once we die down, they will come back. And what that means also is that in the future, 2 years from today, don't be surprised that they will be in charge of cylinder production in this country. And when we are suffering, we are struggling, we are talking about exchange rate challenges, they will pack their dollars and take it away. In times like this, when a Ghanaian from Okanshin has set up almost a $10 billion factory. So that is the challenge we are faced with.
Philip Asifua paints a gloomy picture about their investments. He said their investments are under a serious threat and government should ensure that Ghanaian businesses are highly protected.
A nation supposed to be there for its people. China developed their country, they blocked everybody and they developed their country. Deliberate policies, protecting themselves and making sure they got to where they are. Now they are rich and they are now hitting us. We cannot continue to talk about level playing field. Because what they are doing, this is a direct attack on us in our own country. My brother, if you come to the factory, you'll be shocked. You'll see the cylinders plenty. We can't take them out. And workers are working. By December, we have to let them go. Because we have no option. We have no option. We have to let them go home. This was a factory commissioned by the president just about 2 months ago. We were doing fine until this thing happened. We've written to certain agencies that we were expecting to at least come in, and I was shocked. And let me put on record, Ghana Standard Authority, I am extremely disappointed in them. To today, look, I may not be whatever, but my understanding is that all agencies in Ghana, they work together. There is a common goal of that is Ghana, so that all that we are doing will benefit the country. We went there, we asked them, why should you even license such people? Because the reason why we put that question to them was, when we were about to set up our factory, we met Tampuli, the then MPA chief executive, in his office, and he told us plainly that this area we are moving into is purely reserved for Ghanaians, 100%. They said it's part of the downstream petroleum industry, purely reserved for Ghanaians. They even warned us that even if we start, and in the course of time they discover that there is a foreign interest, they will stop us. Now, and Abasoka man, Ghanaians, we have come together, mobilized, and built the factory. Today, GIPC, Ghana Investment Promotion Center, They have given these Chinese people the right to come and destroy us. Tampuli, the then MPA chief executive, in his office, and he told us plainly that this area we are moving into is purely reserved for Ghanaians, 100%. They said it's part of the downstream petroleum industry, purely reserved for Ghanaians. They even warned us that even if we start, and in the course of time they discover that there is a foreign interest, they will stop us.
There was no way we would spend our last person
to commission the project. Ghanaians, we have come together, mobilized and built the factory. Today, GIPC, Ghana Investment Promotion Center, they have given these Chinese people the right to come and destroy us. So my question is, all this jumping about the world, inviting people to come and invest, is it all about just calling the people to come? You don't care about what's happening in your country. Let the people come. They should come and take all the commanding heights of businesses in Ghana. 2 years' time, what we are suffering today will be worse. Because if we cannot, and government cannot protect us,
give us a minimum amount of
genuine Ghanaian business. And it's not as if we are not competitive. Because when we entered, we were competitive enough to stop those who were importing and get them to buy from us. Because we were able to structure our cost very well. But this is where we are faced with. And this is what we are now into.
So, for now, I know that the 1D1F, you are giving money to do that. How are you going to pay back that money that Exim Bank gave?
Well, maybe that may be the reason. Unfortunately on our side, we didn't take money from government. We basically took advantage of all the benefits because when we did the cost analysis, it was good for us. That was why we entered into the space. So the 1D1F benefits really helped us. Currently, they have given us free transformer. We are getting tax rebates and all those. So when you factor all these things into cost per unit, you come to something better compared to what the importers are doing.
So with all that they have given, my final question, with all that they have given you, the supports, the advantage they gave you and all of that, and then looking at what they are looking on for others to perpetrate to you, then it's just like it is, you are on ground zero, like nothing. There is no impact on whatsoever they give.
Well, the minister assures me, the deputy minister assures me that they are ready to look into the case. I want to grant them the opportunity. They should. We'll be calling them hopefully for Monday to go and meet them, and then sit down, give them all the documents that we have, give them the facts that we have. They should also invite those Chinese people to prove even their registration documents and everything. They should check whether they are truly Ghanaians and why they should be permitted. My brother, the story I'm giving, if you should see the volumes of cylinders we have produced, and we can't do anything. Because how can you sell? You go and spend so much money to produce. Even if you can recover your cost, we will do so. Now, if you attempt to go to the market, you cannot sell because they are selling us less than half our cost. And not only us, we are not the only people in the system. But at least we are the biggest currently in terms of production capacity in Ghana. So if government cannot, I feel that there should be a certain deliberateness. You cannot say that it's an open field. You cannot say that. No, it gets to a point. You even look at your situation. You take decisions to favor yourself. Ghanaians in the district who are now working in our factory, by this December, if we don't say anything positive, boss, we have to turn the place into a warehouse.
Central Oil Mill, located in the Chufo Himanlowa Dintra district, is another one district, one factory. The factory was commissioned by the president about 2 years ago. It was intended to take care of the palm oil needs of the area and possibly to export some refined oil. Today, the factory is stuck quiet because of inadequate raw materials and limited funding. In the eastern region, government has indicated that 43 factories have signed up to the one district, one factory policy and have received support already. 22 of such factories, the ministry indicates, are operating, while 18 are under construction. For 3 of the factories, there is a tag on them as pipeline factories. But it's become a tale full of reasons why many of the factories are not operating and their impact not felt in the Ghanaian economy as opposed to what government has envisaged.
One is what factory is a concept. I bought into it and felt say I could also do something. Assurance
the assurance we got was that government through the Exim Bank will give us some loans, support our factory. We've done all that is required of us, but all to no avail. Now we are almost losing hope. Yes, I have put up the structures. I have bought the equipment. If you go around, you will see 5 of such factories. We assemble electric cookers here. We produce nails and utensils here. We also produce mineral water here. We are even working on production of noodles here and even ordered machines for that. But where do we get the working capital? We have relied on the promises to our detriment.
Get the working capital. The promises now upon that, and I feel say sometimes,
This is the Chief Executive Officer of the Shaba Enterprises Limited, a factory that's under the one district, one factory located at Nkoko, Set Ejeba. It turns out that he's received no funding from the financiers of the policy, making it difficult for him to operate. It's not only this factory, but a factory like Acro Farms, a poultry processing plant at Apariadoso in the Ekwapim North District of the Eastern Region. The factory that was once touted as the biggest poultry farm in the whole of West Africa is a million shy of that glory. Another factory, Brompton Portfolio Limited, a toilet roll manufacturing company located at the Osawim, has been facing raw material challenges and had to shut down. A similar fate hangs around the neck of Happy Sunshine Tomato Paste Factory. The factory has been grappling with the challenge of raw materials and the issue of funding from the financiers of that policy. So in the Eastern region alone, about a dozen of the factories out of the 22 factories government says they are operating are not operational and thus making very minimal impact in both the local and national economy. Those that are operating have either funding challenges or raw material challenges. It is not all gloomy. There are a couple of the factories in the Eastern region that are up and running, and given the needed support, they may serve the purpose for which they were set up. In the Central region, the Kumfi Fruit and Juices Factory, the first factory established under the one district, one factory, appears to be a shining example of productivity. The Kumfi juice is everywhere on the market.
The key ingredients of the policy was also to make sure that we get companies, these 1D1F companies, to focus on exporting so that Ghana can get a lot of foreign exchange to also shore our currency and make it more stronger. That is the essence. But we are doing well, not too well as expected, but because most of the companies are not completed, so we are still in the process of getting all of them through. But the good news is that we are sure at the end of our tenure we'll be able to achieve this feat. Because note that when a country is able to produce more and we eat what we produce and we even export more, we're able to get a lot of foreign exchange, and which will help us, strengthen and make our currency very robust and to be able to face the challenges that are affecting this depreciation.
Deputy Minister of Trade Michael Ochibefi explains the intention behind the establishment of the one district, one factory policy. Mr. Befi says the government knows the difficulties the factories are grappling with and why the factories are not functioning. However, he says the government cannot do much about the situation since it was the Exim Bank that financed the companies.
The key ingredients of the policy was also to make sure that we get companies, these 1D1F companies, to focus on exporting so that Ghana can get a lot of foreign exchange to also shore our currency and make it more stronger. That is the essence. But
we
are doing well, not too well as expected, but because most of the companies are not completed, so we are still in the process of getting all of them through. But the good news is that we are sure at the end of our tenure we'll be able to achieve this feat, because note that when a country is able to produce more and we eat what we produce and we even export more, we're able to get a lot of foreign exchange, and which will help us, strengthen and make our currency very robust, and to be able to face the challenges that are affecting this depreciation.
It is expected that once the factories are set up, let's use the case of Casa de Europa, Petersfield as an example. They are not in operation now. You go there, when they started they had about 150 people working there, but when you go there,
that's a very peculiar issue. You see, I'm sure that they wanted a certain amount of money from Exim Bank, and Exim Bank was able to give them some money. They were not able to give them all, but we were expecting the company to see to the most important aspect of the business and focus on trying to get those things done before setting up the whole company. You understand the point I'm making? Assuming, with Joy FM, you may not have your own business, your whole structure. Talk about physical evidence structure done, but you may have part of the building completed. You may have some machines to work. These are things that we expect business people to know. You don't, because you said, okay, I want to do a factory like this, and the factory will cost me 20 million. Exim Bank is able to give, let's say, 5 million. You said because 5 million will not be adequate to put up the structure to buy machines to hire people to do plantation, I will only do building and leave the rest. That's not business.
Farm, they had dams. That
I'm telling you that the spirit of that action was not too good.
Why is Exim Bank not getting them money to operationalize what they have done?
It's a financial institution. The financial institution may not have enough money at a particular time, and a lot of people are also looking for loans, so they will look at the viability of the business. That's how financial institutions know that this is not a government business. It is a financial institution that has gone for loan somewhere to disburse and also get money out of whatever.
We see the spirit of government in this through this initiative, but government also has a business of ensuring that the core objective of setting up these factories.
That's what government is doing. That government is doing that by making sure that these companies are operationalized. In other words, these companies are set up to do the business that they've earmarked or anticipate to do. That's the government's interest. Government will not go and say to any bank by force, give them money. No, government will not do that, because you said you want to set up business. The bank has to look at your books to see whether the business is viable. The business can make profits tomorrow, to be able to pay all those monies that have been given as loan, to be able to pay back. So if they will give you money and they think that you'll not be able to pay, they will not give you the money.
The Exim Bank has begun pestering the companies to repay the loans, but the directors of the company say they are not in any position to pay the funds.
So the anticipated number for the first 5 years of operation was 1,004 members. During the implementation period, that is 2018 to 2020, we engaged 154 workers, mostly women. 90% were women. Today, as we speak, we have a little over 20, sometimes 26, sometimes 29, and then any time we want to do activity that require numbers, probably we'll get additional 30. So the permanent workers are less than 30. From 154, is now less than 30. And even that one is we have to always bring in resources from somewhere in order to meet our commitment by way of their salary, their SNAT, their taxes and others. So it's not been easy even maintaining it. And then the value of this asset is high. So not maintaining the farm alone means that the underlying asset will also be impaired. There's no money to be paid. As you speak now, the Exim Bank have demanded, they approach a consultant to put up a formal letter. In previous time, we've been engaging them. So last year, we have engagement with the management. The DMD was the chair of that meeting. That was even this year, 2022, February. They say they will come and assist. They will give us what is the minimum, the barest minimum of money we needed to start. So we can give us even 1 million. We will keep starting up to 1 million cedis. That group will be operational, and then maybe 3 to 6 months. Yes, but as you speak now, in September, we have a letter from a consultant from Exim Bank that they want their money, and they say there's no money to be paid. If the bank is not interested in the project, there are two options. Option one, for us to engage a potential investor and a partner to pay them off. Option two is to break down the assets and sell it, i.e. dispose of the huge land we have developed. And there are a lot of real estate interest. So the options are there. If Exim Bank is pushing us to that they are demanding their money as if they are not aware that the factory has not operated, there is no cash flow anywhere to pay them. They are aware because the factory has been set up and occasionally they come here. They have audited for 3 years. The external auditors of Exim Bank always come to Casa Europa. Nothing has changed apart from maintenance. So if the bank is pushing us, then the owners have no option, and we believe strongly that our assets far exceed the total commitment to the bank. Far, because we started developing Casa Europa in 2015, and so much money was sunk into the dam and the land development even before they came in.
That's the CEO of Casa Europa, Ebenezer Bafo. Casa Europa's situation is not different from that of Petersfield and Ray Group.
The success of our efforts in diversifying the structure of the Ghanaian economy from an import-based one to a value-added exporting one is what will, in the long term, help strengthen our economy. We're making some progress with the 1D1F, but our current situation requires that we take some more stringent measures to discourage the importation of goods that we can and do produce here. We must, as a matter of urgent national security, reduce our dependence on imported goods and enhance our self-reliance as demanded by our overarching goal of creating a Ghana beyond aid. We must work to ensure that the majority of goods in our shops and marketplaces are those we produce and grow here in Ghana. That is why we have to support our farmers and domestic industries, including those created under the 1D1F initiative, to help reduce our dependence on imports and allow us the opportunity to export more and more of our products and guarantee a stable currency that will present a high level of predictability for citizens and the business community. Exports, not imports, must be our mantra.
So what does Exim Bank make of the allegations by the companies that it did not help them to fully finance their setup and operations? Joy News sent emails to Exim Bank requesting a response to those and other questions. After 2 months of waiting, the bank is yet to respond to the numerous reminders to grant us an interview or any form of an answer. But the Deputy Minister of Trade, Michael Ochilbefi, says government will look into some of the reasons why the factories that have been commissioned are not functioning and are not making any impact on the market. President Akufo-Addo keeps commissioning factories across the country, and on the website of the One District, One Factory Secretariat, the government has indicated it has 332 projects so far. During the President's recent address to Ghanaians on ways to revive the current economic downturn, the 1D1F policy was on top of the list of policies to deal with the crisis. Across the country, there are many such factories that have been commissioned but are not operating. Factories that produce nothing at all. To become a self-reliant and an industrialized country, these factories must begin to
think about. Richard Kojunyako's revealing production tells a story that some people think was inevitable. Is this not how a project designed like One District, One Factory is supposed to end anyway? I wonder whether you agree. When we come back, I'll be asking you how you think One District, One Factory is doing. But more importantly, we will take our time and analyze this government initiative, which so badly needed to succeed, and try and understand why it is in the current state it's in. That and more when we return.
Keys. What could be simpler than a key? Who doesn't have a key? A car key, an office key, a drawer key. But there's one key that rules them all. The house key. The key to a place we call home. The key to the home where everything comes together. The key to a home that is our own. A home where we make life happen with our families and loved ones. Adoha has been working hard for over 30 years to make home ownership within reach for many. Say yes to property with Adoha. Your dream home is one call away. Your dream home is a few clicks away. Visit our Accra project, The Place, by calling 030-2789-757.
Imagine you had the power to impact the world around you. At the British Council, we see students from all over the world with dreams of a bright future, coming together for a quality of education that achieves goals. Those who study abroad in countries like the UK are getting much more than a degree. They are getting a world of valuable experiences. Find out how the IELTS test from the British Council can help you own your future. Visit the British Council website today.
Do you need money to start a business? Do you need money to expand your business? Are you a government or private sector worker in need of money to sort out emergencies? Do you need working capital loan, or do you need an emergency loan? Quick Credit will loan you money so you can repay in flexible terms. It's collateral-free loan with no susu, savings, account opening or deposit wahala. You just need to be a Ghanaian with your Ghana card. Quick Credit covers all forms of loan, and so you have no excuse not to work this year and beyond. Call Quick Credit on 030-2200-390 or 059-6920-833. Take note, we do not give loans via the internet. Beware of scammers. We are regulated and licensed by Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions applied.
Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Ojam, why you make quiet like that?
Oh, Charlie, I go do some POP, give somebody where the cornices not fine crack.
I always they tell you, see, for decorative roses and cornices, the solution be interface. Them have different imported cornices and roses in different designs and shapes. Installing them be so easy, and it go give your customer the finishing he wants.
Ojam, take me go Interface right now before I lose this customer.
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at
www.interfacelimited.net. Facebook Interface Limited GH. Instagram Interface.limited.
Hey, nowadays germs are in the air. Aren't you concerned?
Concerned about what?
About the children, of course. In times like this, they sneeze, cough, and fall ill just like that.
This is why we need to give our children and ourselves a fighting chance with the maximum protection of Dettol soap. Dettol soap not only refreshes you, but it can be used for bathing and washing hands. So keep calm. Get Dettol soap.
Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Dettol is endorsed by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association.
This advert is FDA approved.
1xBet. Easy betting, easy winnings. 1xBet, the most reliable service to make deposits easily with high odds and numerous bonuses on the spot. Register now at 1xbet.com.gh. Use promo code BESTODDSGH. You get 300% bonus up to 3,445 Ghana cedis on your first deposit. Easy to use, easy to have a chance to win. 1xBet, reliable bookmaker. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Kofi, why you make hot so? What did happen?
Oh, Charlie, my runnings be chow. Where I forgo do my motor insurance too.
Oh, Coronation Insurance has made buying insurance as easy as ABC.
Hey, how?
With Coronation Insurance, you can now buy your motor insurance by just dialing *789*115# or visiting my.coronationinsuranceghana.com. You can win up to 2,000 Ghana cedis worth of fuel coupons and other amazing prices when you use those platforms.
Hey, Charlie, I forget my insurance now. Hey, Sewa, Ikamo, then text me some fuel coupons. How I go claim them?
Charlie, just visit any Shell fuel station to redeem your coupon.
Use Coronation's digital platforms to buy your motor insurance. Just dial *789*115# or visit my.coronationinsuranceghana.com. Terms and conditions apply. For further information, call or WhatsApp us on 0302-772-606.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Promo! Fame Company Limited is having their promo. It's falla every day because the lands they have in various places at very, very affordable prices. I'm talking like Pram, Central University, Dawa, Shire Hills, Spintex. The discount is up to 50%. Go to their office, Spintex Road, after Zenith Bank, number 055 4156 443 055 4156 443. Fame Building Legacy.
Imagine you had the power to impact the world around you. At the British Council, we see students from all over the globe coming together for equality of education that achieves goals. An IELTS test from the British Council can help you own your future. For a limited time only, when you book IELTS with British Council, you will get our most popular preparation course, Road to IELTS Premium, for free. Valued at $80, Road to IELTS Premium gives you all the material you need to get a great IELTS score. Visit the British Council website today.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
It's 9:13 on the Super Morning Show. You're welcome back. We just had the hotline documentary, Joy News hotline documentary produced by Richard Kojinyako. One district, some factories, and talks about the state of some of these 1D1F projects and how some of them have completely stalled, sometimes due to lack of funding, in some cases due to foreign competition. But what a state some of these businesses are in. It's just so sad. You think of how much they've invested in it and how little they're getting from it. Government didn't, well, this is not what they advertised, that's for sure. We'll try and understand why we're getting this instead of what they advertised in just a moment. But before all of that, let me ask you this. Where are you going? Where are you traveling this spring? Well, as the time draws closer, we're all starting to think about our next holiday. And, well, you can make that journey just as incredible as the destination when you treat yourself to Emirates First Class. Raymond has shown the way, Mama B has followed, so the rest of us must now go and read our savings, because it's like a hotel in the sky. Just imagine stepping from your first class private suite into the shower spa, and Charlie, showering in the sky is now the new standard. Pampering yourself with exclusive spa products before a pre-dinner cocktail in the onboard bar. You can do it all on the Emirates A380. The menu is incredible too. You can choose anything you like whenever you like, from gourmet snacks to a full multi-course fine dining experience with impressive wines to match. Then you enjoy a good sleep in your fully flat bed seat in the privacy of your suite. Yeah, it's everything you want from your holiday before you even arrive. So treat yourself to first class and fly better with Emirates.
And here's 1xBet, a licensed bookmaker with a wide selection of sports bets. Every day, more than 3 million users worldwide access the 1xBet platform. Our clients bet on football, basketball, boxing, and many other sports. New players can count on a 300% deposit increase. And if you enter the promo code G122, the first deposit amount will increase by another 30%. Winnings can be quickly withdrawn using Visa, MasterCard, Airtel, and Tigo Money and Vodafone payment systems. Don't forget about the prizes. 1xBet regularly raffles smartphones, laptops, and cars. Sign up to find out more. The program sponsor is the betting company 1xBet. 1xBet will increase your first deposit by 300%, and with promotion code G122 by another 30%. Opening and closing credits, 1xBet feel like a winner.
So Riverman Productions, in partnership with Joy FM and the National Theatre, continues with a fun for this year with a new exciting play by Uncle Ibu White titled Just the Tip.
Yeah.
Why? What's the surprise?
I like the title.
Cousin.
Just the Tip. Now, Just the Tip shows at the National Theatre Accra from the 24th to the 2nd of April as follows. Fridays at 7 p.m. only, that's just one show. Saturdays 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. 2 shows. And Sundays 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m. 3 shows. So this is Riverman's 1, 2, 3. There's no way you can miss a show. Now, Uncle Ibu White says, this time, all of you will miss it. When it comes to the title, Just the Tip. Of the iceberg. Ideas that you have, all the ideas that you have,
it is you. It is you.
Of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg.
Early bird tickets are available till March. No, Mama, you mentioned your name. Till March 23 at 150 Ghana cedis each. After which the price will increase to 200 Ghana cedis. Tickets are available via Koba short code *365 *535# only on all networks. You can also visit Riverman Productions pages on Facebook and Instagram, or call 0505-546-010 or WhatsApp 0505-546-030 for inquiries and orders. Sponsors Ebony Condoms, Gino Tomato Mix, and GCB Bank PLC. Communications partner M Notify. Buy your early bird tickets for Just the Tip now. Riverman Productions, be the difference.
Okay then. All right. Listen. This thing is worrisome. Okay. I mean, look. This sweet potato factory. What are they called again?
Casa de Ropa.
Yes. I mean, you remember the fanfare with which they hit the scene, and they were sending out samples, and everybody was excited about their products, which tasted really good, and everybody thought this would be the show home, if you like. The big shiny example of one district, one factory. And then we now hear from this documentary that even they are literally out of business right now because Sikanimba. And it's not just that. They talk about foreign competition and how they were told from the very beginning that their type of business will be protected from foreign competition. Which makes sense. Government wants their project to work, their initiative to work. The idea is to replace some of these imports. Yeah, it makes sense that you would protect such industries from foreign competition. But they are being hounded out of business by foreign competitors. How has one district, one factory turned out to be so different from what was advertised?
There is a confusion. See, first and foremost, everybody is convinced that we've been complaining in this country that we need to do import substitution, right? So right from the beginning, one of the ways of making sure that you also create sustainable jobs is that you don't only produce goods, you convert them into other products. So the raw materials in this country, whether they are producing plantain, you need to process them. Processing makes them better. They become finished goods, then can sell them. This idea is well established in economics. There's no difficulty with pursuing that. That's why when any nation wants to industrialize, nobody can disagree with that. Then the key question that comes after that is how you do the industrialization. This is where we are struggling to find our way through. There are very tried and tested ways of doing this that perhaps if we are not engrossed in so much politics, we can get it right. Our options were clear. Did we really have to go the way of funding, whether viable, non-viable, feasible, non-feasible, whether tried, tested or not? All the projects that were on our table, did you really need to prove to the people that we needed every district should have a factory? Did we really need to prove to the people that? Did we really have to set out an agenda of making sure that every district has one factory or becomes a certain production hub? The argument then was that there was something worth promoting and building in every district, but it didn't need to be done at the same time across the country. One of the things that we end up doing is we are interested in ticking the boxes. So one district, one factory was a means to an end. Provide sustainable jobs and provide an economy at the basic level for people to work in. But was this the best of decisions we took under the circumstances that we have it today? Again, could we have really guaranteed the people the market that we said we were going to guarantee them? Because you don't only sell our factories, your policies must reflect the future of these factories. If they are going to die off from stiff competition from cheaper goods, there's no business putting your money into setting up a factory. You get my point, right? If you are not having a market for them, whether within or outside, there's no business setting up the factory in the first place. Because those are the ones that will determine the future of these factories. That would make it either a failure or a success. And this is not the first time we've set up factories in Ghana. Under Nkrumah, proceeding from the First Republic, we did over 350 of them. The assessment of these, some of them we put on diverse, committees. The others, some of them were sold off. We try reviving some of them. Is the reason why today we still talk about Boston Glass Factory. Is the reason why today we still talk about the likes of Commander Sugar Factory, or the Pualugu and the other things that we talked about. We knew that there were templates we could use. And after trying and failing, we've done so before. You remember that before, there are some factories that are revived. In fact, some are even introduced. And a special presidential special initiatives. So this is not our first time we are trying to industrialize. Why is it that when people do small things and get it right, we dare? Every time we try and fail at it. But I don't think all is lost. Let's just say there's another learning experience you have to go through. What are the things you can prioritize today to improve the system? Do we clearly need to say that let's scale back on just building factories? Let's just pump our monies and resources into the viable ones. Let them create a job that can spread around to the areas that we want. This is a state-sponsored engagement. It has political implications. Let's just pretend that those political implications are not immediate. Let's just move on to build factories that will last centuries, not the next election. So if we are focusing on those ones, I'm convinced we can turn around the corner and do it properly and do it nicely. Except we are just so much interested in elections, so we forget that we have a state to build.
Look, I just went for Ghana's local economic policy document. I want to look at something. So it says, a local economic development strategy is characterized by its flexibility and initiatives that are designed in accordance with local context, social, economic, political, and institutional conditions. Because of its variability, LED initiatives can best be defined by the following basic features. 1, they require participation and social dialogue. They are based in a territory, of course. They are locally owned and managed, and most importantly, they are sustainable. Now, in many of these factories that we built, did we do the sustainability test? Were they driven by the business or economic viability or political viability? When I say political viability, did we just build them because it was politically a prudent decision to make? Any business that is giving assistance, i.e. interest payments. So government, for instance, said we're taking interest payments. So, I mean, government will put part of the interest. He says, oh, we're helping you to establish. Now, what were the decisions taking? Did that company, for instance, do a market assessment to realize the consumption of those products? Did the company also know, for instance, that this products that I'm going to churn out, would it be able to compete with other products, i.e. local products or foreign products? Kojo, it's just not one thing saying I am, doing this, but you must also identify your advantage. If you're producing and you will not be competitive, you don't produce. Yes, you can actually make a case to government as part of the process that how about, incentivizing us? So is it possible we probably would put some bit of taxes or duties on foreign products coming into the country, similar products, so that I'll be able to, compete favorably compared to them. But I think one of the major problems with one district, one factory, is that we should have allowed the market forces to lead this. And when the market forces lead this, they will lead this looking at how economically viable they will be. The whole thing about China China shut themselves up, and eventually they started complaining. They themselves realized that shutting yourself up and saying you want to be alone is not the way to go. Let nobody deceive anybody. You always would need others coming in to help you. But the question is, irrespective of who came in to help us, did we do the SWOT analysis and realize that this entity would have competitive advantage or not, or again, we just went about sloganeering?
There was strong political leadership at the beginning of this whole project. The president, the ministry. The immediate questions that I want to ask, and I think it needs immediate responses as well. The gas, the company manufacturing the gas, the cylinders, it needs an immediate intervention, because you hear him say that they've produced a lot and there's no market for it because they have competition, and competition is cheaper. So that needs to be addressed. Casa de Ropa company has stalled, and this was a project that Kojo, you said we were all really excited. When they started, they were actually supplying even media houses just so we could taste and share the feeling with others. And I can't imagine now that they are where they are right now. So we need the ministry to, because the basic thing is, for them, money is not coming. And if they had known that the money was not going to come, they wouldn't have invested all they had into building a big factory. What's the point? And then you hear workers say they have also not been paid. In fact, people were, because once you build a factory in the community, it's feeding people. People rely on it. People stop going to the farms and they think that, now there's a factory right here where we can work, we can pay, take care of our children and our families. And to think that people haven't been paid for months, that's a problem. So even as we outline all the issues, we need to immediately pay attention to what has been highlighted in the documentary, i.e. the factories that have stalled right now. They need immediate intervention so that they can keep running. I mean, what's the point really? Investing so much and then stalling at this point.
I've got 3 questions. The first one is, does every district need a factory? I mean, that's basic, right? If someone says, I'm going to give you one district, one factory. First question, does every district need a factory? Is that the only economic activity that can be carried out? I understand wanting to bring economic activity to every district. I understand that. Even though even that in itself as a goal is unrealistic. But I understand the desire. But does every district need a factory? Was that viable from the very beginning? Kokomlemle, are you come to put a factory here? Okay. Should it be the state that sponsors the creation and running of these factories? Should it be the state? Any government anywhere, all that is required of you is you create an enabling environment. Let the chips fall where they may. Let people send the money where it will be most profitable to them. That's how at least the capitalist economies, that's how they develop. Finally, who did we talk to? When we were planning all this, who did we talk to? Who did we consult? Who did we have conversations with? When we said, okay, you come and start manufacturing cylinders, who did we talk to? Did we understand the market? Did we have any idea of who else is in that space? Who we will have to compete against? Did we have any conversations, or did somebody just say, you come, start manufacturing cylinders? Anyway, those are my 3 questions. I think it's time for us to hear from you. Give us a call. And the thing I'm interested in is this. Do you think One District, One Factory has succeeded? Has been successful? It's been 7 years. This is the 7th year, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's been 6 full years. We're in the 7th year of its implementation. Has it succeeded? When we come back, we'll hear from you.
Just when you thought you've seen it all and done it all, guess what the next big one is? Adansi Travels, the 2022 GTA Best Tour Operator in Ghana, in partnership with your cruise people, brings you the most exciting cruise to happen in a lifetime to Greece, Turkey, Italy, and Spain. Dubbed the Special Euro Cruise and Land Tour. On this trip, you will have an unforgettable experience exploring Santorini, Mykonos, Kushadasi, and Patmos. Afterwards, you will also be on land touring Athens, Rome, and Barcelona to crown it all with the refreshing vibe of music and entertainment and the magnificent Camp Nou Stadium. Join this amazing cruise from 6th to 17th April 2023 for just $4,500, covering flight, visa, all-inclusive cruise, hotels, and meals. This is too good a trip to miss. Contact Adansi Travels on 0595 500 817 or 0556 310 404 to book your spot now. Adansi Travels, fuel life's beauty.
My guy, DSTV brings some cool package for your pocket, eh? It costs 45 Ghana cedis a month. Enjoy 40 plus channels, great local content on Akwaba Magic Ebusia, Edge of Your Seat drama series, unmissable soaps, informative international news channels, and great football content. All this day inside the 45 Ghana cedis. So DSTV Paddy Camo. Get your decoder today for 269 Ghana cedis, or simply dial *759# to connect and join in the fun. DSTV. It's your moment.
Get ready to experience a night like never before with Ahima Messi, Kofi Osopepra, PSA Esther, Anka Lato, Ella Duncan Williams, and your host MOG. Also ministering Keepers Music and Liberty Voices Choir as MOG Music presents New Wine Concert theme The Coming Glory on Sunday the 19th of March 2023 at the Oil Dome Royal House Chapel Ahimfie. Time 5 p.m. Rate 200 Ghana Cedis VIP, Gallery Standard 40 Ghana Cedis, Gallery Double 70 Ghana Cedis, Regular Standard 80 Ghana Cedis, Regular Double 150 Ghana Cedis. Visit www.tickets.newwineconcert.com or dial *389*777# to purchase your tickets. Sponsors Oduma, Bell Beverages, Bell Aqua, Total Family Health Organization, First Choice Hair and Beauty Salon, Tank Palace, DDP, eTransact, Oasis Studios. For more information, call 0500 053 881. Media partner, Joy FM.
Imagine you had the power to impact the world around you. At the British Council, we see students from all over the globe coming together for equality of education that achieves goals. An IELTS test from the British Council can help you own your future. For a limited time only, when you book IELTS with British Council, you will get our most popular preparation course, Road to IELTS Premium, for free. Valued at $80, Road to IELTS Premium gives you all the material you need to get a great IELTS score. Visit the British Council website today.
Adonai, football from around the world. Feely on HD Plus from 17 January 2023. Score HD is available only on HD Plus channel 151.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
I'm so tall again,
And this morning, our friends from ALX have joined us. We have Adeline Asante-Ntwi, who's Growth Marketing Lead at ALX Accra, and Joshua Ganem, who's Country Manager ALX, joining us right here on the Super Morning Show to be telling us more about ALX. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, lady. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Hope all of you are doing very well.
You're doing fantastic. And yourself?
I am coping. So we thank God for grace. Anyway, so let's start off with what ALX is all about. Tell us what it's all about.
Okay, so ALX falls under a big umbrella called the African Leadership International. African Leadership International was founded by Fred Swanica, and the goal of this was to empower young African leaders for the new generation, to make sure that we are well equipped to be able to meet current standards and trends in the tech industry. So why this happened was that there's a projected estimate that in the year 2030 Africa is going to have the largest workforce. So now, as Africa currently stands, if people are looking for tech talents, this is not the place where people come to. People would usually go to India, people usually go to China for tech talents. So how can we make sure that we are considered for today's job market? And the only way to do that is if we can train more tech talent in relevant tech skills that are applicable in today's world. So in things such as AI, which is taking over the world. I'm sure you've heard of Chat GPT, that everybody's raving about. How can we have people who have relevant skills to be able to work for companies like Amazon, like Google, like Facebook, and so on. So this is the vision that we have, and as such we decided to form the ALX, which comes under the training arm. So ALX is supposed to provide the necessary skills that people have to be able to compete in today's job market in the tech industry. And then under that as well, we have the room, which is our fellowship arm. So when we finish training people, they come out and join the room, which is the fellowship community. Here we enhance further skills, soft skills, and then we open them to a community of employers, of people in the tech industry, so that they can get jobs, so that they can, build on more skills that are relevant to today's world, go for events and other things as well like that. So basically that is the African Leadership International.
Great. So what courses are available for a student of ALX?
So the courses available right now, we have data analyst, data science, Salesforce administrator, cloud computing, which is in partnership with Amazon Web Services, and then software engineering. So we have 5 courses available.
Great. So let's say I want to, enroll on any of these courses. Are there any prerequisites to taking any course, or I could just come up?
You could just apply. So we have a very set application process where first of all you fill in your biodata, and then you go through a cognitive test, you do an English assessment, because most of the clients that are going to potentially hire you need English speaking people. So we need to make sure that you are at least at some level of consistency with the English language, and then you need to do the basic cognitive test. Our programs are quite challenging. As she mentioned, the cloud programming is in partnership with Amazon Web Services. We also have our software engineering, which is in partnership with Holberton, which is a Silicon Valley school, meaning that when you graduate out of these programs, you can compete on the international stage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I guess the next thing will be costs. How much would it cost me to enroll in a tech program on ALX?
Okay, so the standard cost for our programs for Africans is usually around $7,000. However, we've partnered with MasterCard Foundation, and we are offering sponsored places for this particular program. So meaning that you can enroll, and once you pass the assessment, you're in, and you don't have to pay a single dime.
Wow.
So we realized that people don't have the available capital to be able to go into these programs because of how expensive they are. So what we did was that we needed a partner who could provide people with funding. MasterCard Foundation has offered us the opportunity to be able to offer sponsored placements. So this is why we're able to offer the program at no cost.
So is it at no cost for everybody, or there's sponsorship for those who meet a certain criterion?
So there's sponsorship for everyone who goes through the assessment and passes the assessment.
Oh, okay.
You also have to be from Africa. All right, so there's those limitations to it. So you can't, we can't have somebody from India coming to Ghana and then applying for the position specifically for Africans. In other places where we have still our programs running in Europe, America, and the likes, we are still charging for these, and the costs go up to about $20,000 US.
Okay.
And in addition, you have to be between 18 years and 34 years. 18 to 34.
Oh. Why is my producer mentioning my name? Yes, I know I'm disqualified, but I'm sure Aaron here qualifies. Anyway, you shouldn't have mentioned the age. You have got the boys are not going to be laughing at me. Anyway, that's just by the way. So you have to be between 18 and 34.
Yes,
that's important.
Of African descent, as Joshua mentioned.
Great, but I hear there's a special cohort for women only. Tell us more about that.
Okay, so as you know, we are in March, and March 8th is International Women's Day. I now call it International Women's Month, that we are taking the whole month. And in honor of that, what we want to do is we want to bridge the gender divide. We know that there is a gap there. The percentage of software engineers from Africa is about 2%. And just imagine the 2%, how many are women? Very few. So ALX wants to work to bridge this divide, to give our sisters, our daughters that leg up. So for this cohort, for this batch, we are saying for women only. So if you're a lady out there, please, the deadline for application is 15th March. So please rush right now as you're listening to me. Go apply. This is your opportunity to enter into the software engineering.
And talking about applying, how do they apply? Where do they go?
Okay, so if you want to apply, go to our website. It's tech.alxafrica.com/Ghana. But let's make it easy. Go on Google, just type in ALX Ghana, and we are part of the first 3 that pop up. Click, go there. When you go there, you see our courses are displayed. Our 5 courses are displayed. Whichever one you're interested in, click on it. You see enroll now. Click on the enroll now. And then, as Joshua had mentioned, you take a test. Now, we want people to take that test seriously. We don't ask for your certificate. We are not asking for how many ones you got or aggregate you got. So you have to take that test and take it very seriously. After the test, we will inform you whether you have been accepted or whether you have to try again.
Great. So Joshua, let me get to you, and I'll give you this the same opportunity. Outline what makes ALX special. Why should anyone consider a course from ALX or a career in tech?
So as I mentioned, back 10 years ago, we used to say tech is the future. Tech is the future. We are in that future right now. Tech is definitely now, and people are potentially going to lose relevant skills or things that they are used to doing over the next few months to years. Somebody who used to write, let me use our setting for example, somebody who used to write copyright is going to be very redundant at some point, because you're going to have AI tools that are doing this easily for you. Homework is going to be a thing of a past in a way. So we need to adapt to the current times. We need to change and make sure that we are ready for what is happening today. There have been a lot of issues and controversies around whether we should ban the use of these AI tools and other things. It's inevitable. It's already here, and there's nothing we can do about it. So how do we become more relevant? That is what ALX is here for. How do we make everyone in Africa, everyone in Ghana, everyone all over the world more relevant to today's market? And the only way we see us doing that is if we are training in the relevant skills that you need to be able to partake in today's job market. There are thousands and hundreds and millions of jobs in the tech industry right now. If you go online, there are people doing remote jobs and earning salaries in the thousands of dollars while sitting in a cafe in Ghana. So we believe that we can get people to get more jobs on the international stage and not focus on burdening our current society with very limited funds in terms of hiring people. So we believe that by giving you the necessary skills, you can compete with Brian somewhere in the US, or or you can compete with Shangchu somewhere in China for a job that is being displayed by Amazon or that's being displayed by Meta. So that is what we bring to the table. We want you to have the skills to be able to partake and compete on the world stage for these kind of jobs.
Great. Adeline, so again, I want you to tell us how people can enroll. I mean, where they should go. That's very important because somebody may just be tuning in and be asking the question, how do I start?
Please go on Google. Just type in ALX Ghana. If you remember the website as well is tech.alxafrica.com/Ghana. But you go to Google, type in ALX Ghana, you're there. You go to our website, you see the courses that we are offering. I mentioned 5: Salesforce Administrator, Data Analyst, Data Science, Cloud Computing in partnership with Amazon Web Services, and Software Engineering. Click on any of them. You go to their page. It says Enroll Now. You click on Enroll Now. Take the test. ALX Ghana.
Adeline Asante-Ntwi, Growth Marketing Lead, ALX Accra, thank you very much. And Joshua Ganemu's Country Manager, ALX, thank you very, very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Attention all cybersecurity leaders. Are you looking to stay ahead of the ever-evolving cybersecurity landscape and your management requirements? Then mark your calendars for the Chief Information Security Officer CISO Summit 2023, the premier event for top-level security professionals. Join us for 2 days of engaging discussions, expert insights, and networking opportunities with like-minded individuals and gain valuable knowledge to keep your organization safe and secure. The CISO Summit is coming off on the 22nd and 23rd of March at the Labadi Beach Hotel. Theme: Cybersecurity Modernization with a Threat-Informed Defense. Don't miss out on the chance to sharpen your skills and stay ahead of the curve. The rate is 3,000 Ghana cedis regular and 2,500 Ghana cedis for early bird until the 28th of February. Register at www.thecisosummit.com or call 0572 760 472 or 0558 588 407. Your journey to better protecting your organization's critical assets is at risk. Book your seat now.
My guy, DSTV brings some cool package for your pocket, eh? It costs 45 Ghana cedis a month. Hey. Enjoy 40 plus channels, great local content on Akwaba Magic Ebusia, edge of your seat drama series, unmissable soaps, informative international news channels, and great football content. All this day inside the 45 Ghana cedis. So DSTV Paddy Camo. Get your decoder today for 269 Ghana cedis, or simply dial *759# to connect and join in the fun. DSTV. It's your moment.
Show me your love.
Zaga boom 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 za. Yeah.
I'm shaking, baby.
Zaga boom 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 za. Yeah.
Yakusha.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Show me your love.
Joy 99.7 FM.
This is the one that features Ochame Kwame, right? I love this song. Yeah, Zaga boom 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 za.
Slim Buster.
Yeah. You've got to love the guy. You've got to love.
You know, whenever I hear his songs, it reminds me of your dance champion days.
Oh, massa. This is now a personal attack.
You said
You're welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show.
Dance champion.
Yeah,
I'll tell you something shortly. But the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, in commemoration of World Consumer Rights Day, is organizing a breakfast panel discussion tomorrow at the Coconut Grove Hotel at 8 a.m. Now, the discussion seeks to raise awareness on consumer rights and highlight the rights from the perspective FMCG, telecommunications, and healthcare industry. Scheduled speakers are Kwame Riafi with Roma Africa Limited, Theodore Albright, the Family Office Africa, Agnes MFS, who's at Nyaho Medical Center, and Reverend Gansa Lutrot at Bridgefield Law Partners. Now, the discussion will be live on Joy News and on social media.
And listen, the Cybersecurity Authority, in exercising its mandate, has commenced licensing of cybersecurity service providers and accreditation of cybersecurity establishment as well as cybersecurity professionals in the country. The regulatory activities from the 1st of March, it ends 30th of September 2023. Details on the licensing and accreditation procedures can be found on the website of the authority, which is www.csa.gov.gh. It is to be noted that CSPs and their cyber security professionals in the country who operate without license after 30th of September 2023 will be liable to pay administrative penalties in accordance with the Cyber Security Act 2020. Individuals and organizations are accordingly advised in their own interest to engage the services of only licensed and accredited industry players.
Okay, listen, go to kingdomstoreonline.com. Don't forget, go check out all the new stuff they've got there. And obviously, you can pay via Momo for anything you see and like, and they'll deliver to you in really, really good time. Of course, if you're in Accra or Tema, you don't pay for your delivery. So, get to it. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
And here's good news for small to medium scale business owners, because with MTN SME Plus, you get to manage all your operational costs in communication, and the service simply allows you to choose from affordable packages and enjoy talk time, SMS, data, and business content all bound in one subscription. The other exciting news is you get free on-net calls every month from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Simply dial *5060# to sign up today. WhatsApp or call 0244308111 for more information, and stay connected everywhere you go.
Adansi Travels, the 2022 GTA Best Tour Operator in Ghana, in partnership with Your Cruise People, brings you the most exciting cruise to happen in a lifetime to Greece, Turkey, Italy, and Spain. Is dubbed the Special Euro Cruise and Land Tour. On the trip, you have an unforgettable experience exploring Santorini, Mykonos, Kusadasi, and Patmos. All right. Afterwards, you also be on land, touring Athens, Rome, and Barcelona to crown it all with the refreshing vibe of music and entertainment and the magnificent Camp Nou Stadium. Join this amazing cruise from the 6th to the 17th April 2023 for just $4,500 covering flight, visa, all-inclusive cruise, hotels, and meals. This is too good a trip to miss. So why don't you call Adansi Travels? You can reach them on 059 5500817 059 5500817. Call them and book your spot now. Adansi Travels, feel life's beauty.
They brought us food.
Oh, okay. Let me guess. Lunch Avenue.
Lunch Avenue. Yes. Benedicta Dodu. Benedicta is with the marketing team at Lunch Avenue, and she stopped by with some food for us. Benedicta, actually, you try.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
Not bad at all. Thank you for all the food.
Thank you too.
So Lunch Avenue, and you delivered very quickly as well. So tell us, is that how your delivery is?
Yes,
normally?
it's fast, and then we deliver at your doorstep at the time you want it. We always want to meet up with the customer's expectation, and the food too is great. It's healthy and fresh.
Wow,
nice. Yeah.
Wow! I can't wait to try it. So give us the phone numbers again.
055-850-2206.
Bohobium.
055-850-2206.
Oh, thank you guys so much. And that's lunch.
Benedicta, it's lunch, eh?
Yeah, it's lunch.
Okay, so it's not brunch, eh?
It's not brunch, it's lunch.
So Kojo, it's lunch.
It's lunch. So Winston, don't touch it until after midday.
In fact, I'll take care of it till 12.
No. What it means for me, eat now, and then you make up for lunch. That's it.
But
12.
why are you people
12
But the food is here, right?
Yeah,
stop trying to warp time. We all wake up at 3:30. We all get to work at 5 a.m. It is our lunch time now. Benedicta, thank you so much. God bless you.
And she saved me. You know, I was going to buy lunch on Friday. I was going to call Lunch Avenue. So
Oh,
this
really?
is it.
Yeah. Good for you. All right, listen, thank you all so much for joining us on the Super Morning Show. It's always a pleasure. We're back with more tomorrow. But of course, you need to stay with your super station for the duration until we join you tomorrow. My name is Kojo Youngson. I'm the morning man.
My name is Winston Amon.
And mine is Mama V.